We've all been there, through 9 holes, playing beautifully, bacon roll, cup of tea, all of a sudden you've lost your game. Oh my goodness, where did that go? Well, today I've got you covered. A 3-step guide to taking back control of your game when you feel your swing is eroding, falling apart. Whether it's your driver, whether it's your irons, whether it's your short game, I've got you covered. Getting your game back on track when you think all is lost. The first thing to go when you lose your game is so often direction. Now it could be a slice and it could be a hook. Whichever one it is, we need to iron that bend out. On the 10th tee, you either sliced and hooked it out of bounds. You're now reaching into the bag for another golf ball. Here's what I want you to do on the 11th tee. Get yourself aimed up to the right if you sliced it. Aim up to the right, make a through swing where you make the club shaft parallel to the floor on the way through. Your chest is turning to the target, aiming up the right, turning to the target with the club shaft laid down. Make exactly the same feel on the 11th tee, and that golf ball will bend back to the target. Now for you hookers out there, you wanged one down the left on the 11th tee, reached in for another golf ball. What I want you to do on the 12th tee is make that through swing and do the opposite. Lay the shaft to the right, away from the target, and make a through swing. Lay the shaft at 45 degrees away from the target and make a through swing. Aim yourself down the left. Same feel. And that golf ball will bend back to the target and you'll be away from that dreaded hook. The sole aim of tip and step number 1 is getting the ball back in play. Then we can start to feel good about our game again. As soon as you start hitting the ball offline, the next thing to go is your speed. Your body's shutting down, your arms are taking over, and before you know it, you've got no energy down at the golf ball just because you're trying to find the center of the fairway. We need to wake up that body now we've fixed the bend in the sky. Put the club across your shoulders. Into your posture with the club shaft across your shoulders. Take your lead foot and bring it towards your trail foot. Make some backswings and step towards the target. As you complete your rotation, 80% of your weight is on your lead foot. After you've done that a few times, now take your trail foot and put it to your lead foot. I want you to make some through swings where you step away from the target. In both directions, you're feeling your hip action really open up, both in backswing and through swing. After you've done that, take your normal setup and start to push the force into your lead foot in your backswing, which you'll feel your lengthening of your trail leg. Open up your hip turn. Then as you move back through, push the force off your lead foot, lengthen your lead leg, open up your hip turn, and fire yourself through. Once you've done that a few times, now we've got energy back into our lower half, which encourages more chest rotation. When you have more chest rotation, your arms and your chest start to work together. So I now feel the energy being shifted around my feet in the same way as I did with those drills, and I've got my speed back. I do exactly the same thing with the iron, and all of a sudden, I've got the speed back. It feels much easier to control the shape in the sky, but yet I still don't have that strike because step 1 and step 2 has given me speed and given me direction, but the dreaded strike had deserted me after 9 holes. If there's one ingredient that amateurs just don't practice, that's strike. At the end of the day, it's an accuracy game with contact as well as movement. Get yourself 2 tees and put them either side of the club head. Now that we've got a different feel on our through swing, step 1, and a different feel through our feet, step 2, which has brought us back to a good place. I now want to make sure the strike comes back to me. I want to make those swings with those same feels of step 1 and step 2, but now get the golf club tracking through that gate that I've just done and created with a couple of tees. Now, the last thing that you're going to be able to do is actually play a shot like that in live play, but there's nothing wrong with a bit of imagination. Imagining that you can set up to the ball with those 2 tees either side, hit a shot, strike through the middle, and all of a sudden you found the center. We've ironed out the bend in the sky with step 1. We've increased the speed of our body in step 2. And step 3, we bring it all together with a really nice iron strike. Now this works with wedge, irons, hybrids, fairway woods, drivers, everything. Because we need to keep moving, because the ball flying off in different directions slows us down and makes us feel more insular. We've got to let go and really create the freedom that step 1, step 2, and step 3 give us. Now there's mental hurdles, and I want to give you a really killer tip to battle those mental blocks. Are you tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves? Head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves tried and trusted by elite amateurs and tour players alike. Enter my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Golfers the world over are playing to their handicap. My advice to you is whatever your handicap is, take 30% off and go out and play to that handicap. If you're playing off of 20, you have 6 less shots. You go out with a 14 handicap. Now you may, in your competition, be writing down your usual points that you get on the holes that you get a shot. But in your mental approach, you're stepping out there with 30% less than you're normally used to getting. This starts to flex your comfort zone. People are used to having 34, 36, 38 points. When you get into a place where you're doing well, all of a sudden you might have hit 40 points or 36 points by the 14th hole. Now you're shaking like the proverbial pooing dog. So you've got to stretch and flex your discomfort. But if you play consistently with 30% less strokes than your handicap gives you, it's going to be much easier when you go out and play in a comp for real. Play with your pals, play friendlies, play social golf with 30% less shots than you're used to. That will give you an advantage when you come to going in a comp and you've suddenly got way more points than you're used to. Because in your mind, you're now playing to that 14 handicap because you've spent weeks and months training your brain to think that you're much better than your handicap suggests. And if you hang out on Good Golf Coaching for long enough, you will be that golfer. Hopefully, this video has given you some tools that's going to be able to fight off a decaying golf swing over 18 holes. But spare a thought that players on tour have the same problems. They just have more tools in their pocket because they keep thinking about the same things week in, week out, trying to fix their game. They're not searching random tips from random YouTube channels and just hoping some of the mud sticks. Hang out here on Good Golf Coaching and I promise you, you'll play your best golf right here. Thanks for watching, and I think you'll agree that, my friends, is good coaching.